Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn, Seth Geis, and from the Vistani Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Good man. I'm excited for Flavortown.
Yes, yes. We're just about to pull up. So speaking of, today we are talking about the Espinosa Knuckle Sandwich Puro Nicaragua Robusto. The cigar is 5 inch by 52. Comes out of the San Latano factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Nicaraguan Habano Oscuro. Binder and filler both from Nicaragua. Blended by Hector Alfonso. Price point is $13.50, and the cigar is released in June of 2025. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
Um, I thought the overall profile was heavily leaning towards like a lot of toastiness, mineral spice. It became too much of like a at times like too much of an onslaught of um just a lot of mineral, a lot of like everything just kind of like got it almost seemed like everything got kind of torched by like a flamethrower, like a flame. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but like there's just so much minerals and spice to it that it became like it almost like in a way desensitized my palate, and it just kind of like caked it with it, right? And if I remember correctly, my draw was fairly loose, so I had to especially kind of draw slower, so that the cigar doesn't heat up too much, which is a bit surprising, knowing that, came out of one of AJ's factories. But the overall blend was just not balanced. It was like, oh, it kind of seemed like your nickel sandwich skulls and somebody putting us on that Flavortown bus or whatever the hell that car is that he has in Triple T. Um, and then, just go full pedal to the metal. So, not my jam.
All right, Seth, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I thought the cigar started out really, really strong, medium full to full, metallic leather, seasoned wood. I got some herbal and peppery spices, some dry earth. It softened a little bit as the cigar moved forward, which I think helped with the overall, keeping the cigar a little bit more balanced. But it was still delivering like those oak, mineral, earth, peppery, herbal qualities. Burn and draw were great from beginning to end. The final third was fairly similar with the second, which was kind of a nice step down from the first. But it was a fairly, somewhat simple um, lack of transitioning in terms of the blend. John?
So before we reviewed this guy, I think I'd smoked like 6 or 7 of them. So I had a pretty good sense of the profile before we're doing a review, and the review was pretty consistent with all the other ones that I've smoked. So for me, it's kind of this combination, and it's interesting to hear June talk about the strength because for me, I think what I liked about this is that it was one of the more restrained uh, knuckle sandwiches. I think most of the other knuckle sandwiches for me have been way spicier, like way fuller. And to me, this is the first one where I wouldn't say it was medium, but it was certainly like, medium plus, where I feel like most of the other ones have been kind of full minus. Anyways, for flavors, creamy coffee, sweet tobacco, kind of this really nice um, restrained baking spice that got lost in the creaminess, which was good. Some espresso and earth and the retrohale, milk chocolate, like just a really nice profile. And the second third was kind of more of the same, but the earth I think played a heavier role in the palate through the second third, and a little bit of mild tannic wood was there, but just a really nice like chewy tobacco flavor anchoring it all together. Just really nice profile. And the final third kind of started out with that, but as it progressed, this sort of spicy earth kind of took over the post draw, and kind of started to move into the profile and take it over as it continued. So just not as balanced and not as nuanced as the rest of the cigar. Construction for me is excellent. Razor straight burn. Interestingly enough, and I assume I measured the draw wrong because I got it at 30 inches of water, which means it should have been the looser side. But I actually found it one notch towards resistant when I did when I was drawing on it. So I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So I must not have put it in correctly because it should have been around the 40 mark. But whatever. Construction was great. Enjoyed the cigar. I will continue to smoke them. Aaron, what about you?
Yeah, for me, the cigar began with earth, toasted cedar, and light creaminess, and then a rush of black pepper floods in. As the second third begins, the pepper isn't quite as bright, but increases a bit, and then later some leather joined in, and then increased to the middle of the profile. Final third saw the toast level become pretty heavy, and some light wood bitterness joined in. Later, the wood bitterness departed, and some minerality joined in. So, construction was absolutely perfect, so no issues in regards to that. But just an average flavor profile throughout, kind of focused around that toasted cedar, earth, and black pepper. The leather was a nice supporting note, but it just couldn't really elevate the profile on its own. But if you're a fan of in-your-face pepper, then you'll like this blend, but it just isn't the profile that kind of intrigues me. So I'm sure there's many people out there that's going to enjoy this, but I just don't see it as something that I'd regularly come back to. All right, let's get into the scores. We're going to start at the top with John at 6.82. Seth gave it a 5.95. And Jiunn and I both gave it a 5.75. So, John, how'd that 6.82 match up for you?
Yeah, it matches up well. Like I said, I've smoked a pile of these and I'll continue to smoke them because they're delicious.
All right, Seth, 5.95.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I thought it was, I don't know, I'd say probably about an average, maybe a little bit above average cigar. I thought it was a fun Nicaraguan puro in the sense that I'd like to know the regions. I think it just kind of, I want to get into that kind of when we just do an overall um, discussion on the cigar. Yeah, lack of transitioning, Nicaraguan blend. I think if you're looking for Espinosa Nicaraguan release like this is a good one. I think John's right. I don't think it's as strong as some of the other ones. Yeah.
All right, Jiunn, 5.75.
Um, it's average tasting blend. I want to smoke this again. It's just not my jam. There's so many other, pretty much all other Espinosa cigars are better than this.
Yeah, my 5.75 matches up well. Average flavor profile throughout with that perfect extraction gets into those upper fives. But yeah, I mean, definitely not my favorite knuckle sandwich. I haven't been a big huge fan of the series, but this definitely isn't going to be the one that I would kind of gravitate towards. So yeah, just a pass. All right, final thoughts.
I'd really be curious to know. I think the cool thing about Nicaragua, especially when you do puros like this, is people always think of just like Esteli, Jalapa, Condega, and that might be the regions for some of these as well. But I just have a feeling like you can tell by the blend, it just kind of goes to show what you can do with Nicaraguan tobacco and where you can make it. You can make a stronger blend or you can make a more medium blend. Um, and there's going to be some fluctuation. It's kind of like the Plasencia Alma. Was that Nicaraguan, Honduran?
Vamos del Fuego.
No, the Sierra one.
But
Oh,
Yeah,
Del Cielo.
I think it was Nicaraguan. Yeah,
I thought it was all Nicaraguan. Maybe it's all Honduran. Either
maybe it's
way, but it's
Honduran.
the mindset is like you can see so much differences in regions, and this was kind of like it
Hmm.
delivered that strength, but it also had like this herbal and strong wood and seasoned quality to it, which it's not always it's it's a fun stick.
All right. Wherever you catch this video, be sure to like and subscribe and check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Smoke Espinosa every day.